So, in continuation with the subject that I was talking about, the torturing of people in different ages and different color of skin, while racism is involved, or some kind of power exerted on people, like in the medieval centuries. So anyway, I was talking to you about this performance that is going around the world, and it came here as well, from a South African person. A friend of mine just went there, and I was trying to squeeze from him a few details to know better what I'm talking about. What I can't transfer, and I couldn't grasp either, was whether he was looking at an aesthetic, interesting thing, or just the more interesting was what the theme that it was talking about, some kind of torture or other that had happened to some people, black people basically. I was trying to figure out whether this was more of a document of things, or if it was aesthetically strong, and that's why it's going around the world, because we know about these things. If we get a chance to see it and live through it, then we'll see if that does something more to us than just what does the simple information through somebody else, or a book, or a newspaper, or TV even, and the computer. Now, if I want to present something that happened, something horrible that happened, and if I do that using an aesthetically appealing way to me, it might get confusing. I will take this example from the Exhibit B, that I was informed that aesthetically it was very, very interesting. Let's say the still life, with the head of a black woman in it. Okay, you want to make a comment about black people having been used as objects, right? If the still life with the fruit is aesthetically strong, then a small part of me might look at the composition with the head of the woman in it and be attracted by the composition. So then, doesn't that lessen the strength of the comment that is the actual target of this whole thing? So that's what I'm wondering. This brings in my mind a theater play that I saw recently. It was based on an old script. But the target was to comment on things that are happening now as well. Problems that are in society, basically. So the aesthetic was horrible. On intention, I thought that was a good idea, taking into consideration what was to be told and shown there. Now, we are used to, when we have exhibitions, art exhibitions, we are used to a certain level of aesthetic aestheticness. What can I say? If a work is going to be strong on common, I think this aestheticness has to go away, or be replaced with another one that also is strongly opposed to the way our eyes are used to seeing things. So, if you want to show something horrible, you might as well show it in a horrible fashion and avoid niceness in every term, in even the way it looks, the way it says it, the way it appeals, everything. Otherwise, this is an issue that takes us on a sharp edge, actually, because as artists, we have this connection with beauty or we don't. That's passé. We don't anymore. And sometimes art helps us accept things. And I think that has to go too. The spectator to feel repelled by what you're saying. It can't be in an accepting way, in an accepting, nice way. So frankly, I don't know. Maybe we must stop being artists. Maybe the artist is a sinner. Artists will end up doing secretly their art because that won't be approved by the world we live in. Something like that. In another case, we live in Greece, living in Greece, this beautiful weather on our heads all the time. We know the dramas may be knocking at our doors, the economic crisis, this and that. And this sun totally makes everything so joyful that sometimes I get out of my house and I feel stupid, I can't resist this light and this joy around me.